Hello students, welcome to the accountancy class. Today also we are going to discuss about the basic terms of accounting. In the earlier classes we have discussed almost 24 points. Okay, the few remaining points we shall discuss. The first one is owner. Often you use in accountancy or business. Who is owner? And you use owner. Owner means one who invests capital into the business is called owner. Say if any amount taken from father, if any amount taken from sister, or if any amount taken from friend. So friends, sisters, brothers and mothers, they are not owners. They are the lenders of the money. One who is investing their own capital into the business. So he is called as owner. He is also called as proprietor. Okay? ಯಾರು ವ್ಯವಹಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮಾಲೀಕ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸಾಲ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಂದ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಓನರ್ ಅನ್ನಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಸಾಲಿಗರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಎನಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ parents, if any amount taken from friend, any amount taken from wife, or any amount taken from husband. So husband, wife or friends, so they will not become owner. If I invest into my business, I will be called proprietor. If I taken money or loan from bank, so banker is not the owner, banker is a loan giver. Okay, he is called as the creditor. Okay, next one is capital. ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. See, capital means if any amount, if any assets invested by owner into his business, called as the capital. Capital means if owner or proprietor investing into business, if he invests his goods, if he invests his assets, if he invests his amount, so that amount or asset or any goods introduced into his business called the capital. ಮಾಲೀಕ ತನ್ನ ವ್ಯವಹಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, next one is drawings. See, when investor or when a owner investing into the business called as capital, at the same time if owner is taking amount from the business for his personal purpose, so that amount used for his personal purpose or domestic purpose called drawings. ಹಣವನ್ನು ಮರಳಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ವ್ಯವಹಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಲೀಕ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಮಾಲೀಕ ತನ್ನ ಸ್ವಂತ ಬಳಕೆಗೆ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅಥವಾ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗತ ಬಳಕೆಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ತನ್ನ ಖಾಸಗಿ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಿಂದ ಹಣವನ್ನ ಸರಕುಗಳನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಟೇಕನ್, ಓನರ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಬಿಸಿನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಎನಿ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ owner, if any assets used by owner for his private or domestic or for his personal purpose, so called as drawings. And another important topic to be discussed is the asset and the types of assets. We already discussed in the earlier periods. Say assets are nothing but any materials produced or any items purchased or any things purchased for business, not for resale purpose, so they are called as assets. Say the assets are classified into different types. Say while maintaining the balance sheet or analyzing or interpreting the financial statements, the assets are playing very important role. If you have good idea about the types of assets, we can easily analyze and interpret the financial statements. So therefore, for this purpose, the types of accounts should be remembered. Okay, the first type of asset is non-current assets. Non-current asset is also called as fixed asset. Fixed ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ, non-current asset ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ. Non-current asset are also called as fixed asset. What are the fixed asset? Say meaning of fixed asset is the value of asset stable or remains same year after year. From one year to another year, the value of asset remains the same except that depreciation or appreciation. Yes, they are called as fixed asset. ಸವಕಳಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸವಕಳಿ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿದರೆ ಆಸ್ತಿಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ತರನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಬದಲಾಗದೇ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್, ಮಷಿನರಿ, ಫರ್ನಿಚರ್ಸ್, ಫಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ the fixed asset or non-current assets. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬದಲಾಗದೇ ಇರುವಂತ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು. ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಆಸ್ತಿಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ಒಂದೇ ತರನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸವಕಳಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಸ್ ಅಪ್, ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಸ್ ಡೌನ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, fair market value or engineer's value will not affect the value of these assets until and unless they have sold. So these are called as current assets. Okay, the next one is current assets. Current ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬದಲಾಗುವ, fluctuating assets ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Current assets means the assets, the value of such assets changing from year to year. Say over the years or from one year to another year, the value of such assets will be changed. ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಲಗಳು ಉಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಸ್ತಿಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಗೋ ಅಪ್ or it may come down. Sometimes there will be zero value. So the value of asset is varying. It is going up, it is going or coming down. So such type of assets are called as current assets. For example, cash in hand. For example, cash balance or cash at bank. For example, closing stock. For example, sundry debtors. For example, bills, receivables. For example, closing stock or stock in trade, inventories you may call them. So all these assets or the value of these assets are changing from one year to another year. Say for example, cash in hand or cash in pocket. This year I may have 1,000, but next year it may be changed. Next year it may be more than 1,000, it may be less than 1,000. So depending on situation, the value of cash or depending on the circumstances, the value or the cash balance will be changed. So that is called as current assets. Say closing stock, unsold goods. Say this year unsold goods are very less, and next year it may be more, next year it may be zero, next year it may be less. So depending on the market circulation, depending on the demand and supply of the goods, say the closing stock or stock in trade may vary. So these are called as current assets. Okay, next one is intangible asset. ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣದೇ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಅಗೋಚರ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇಂಟ್ಯಾಂಜಿಬಲ್, ಅಗೋಚರ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು. See the name itself telling intangible means the assets which are not having physical appearance. The assets which are not having the physical appearance, we cannot touch them and you cannot visualize them. ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗದೇ ಇರುವಂತ ಅಥವಾ ಭೌತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಶಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗದೇ ಇರುವಂತ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಂತೀವಿ intangible asset ಅಂತೀವಿ. Say of course they are assets, but they don't have any physical existence. They don't have any say physical appearance. So they are called as intangible asset. For example, goodwill, kirti maulya. Okay. For example, patent right. Okay. For example, copyright. For example, design. For example, software, computer software. Okay. For example, say trademark. So this type of assets are called as intangible assets. Okay. ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಕೀರ್ತಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಕೀರ್ತಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೌಲ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಬಹುದು, ಅದು ಮುಟ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. We can feel it. Okay. For example, copyright. For example, patent right. Copyright means a right which have been acquired from the author of the book, author of the novel, author of the story book. So just it is a right to publish it. So called as copyright. Again, a right to manufacture or produce goods which is taken, acquired from science or scientist is called as the patent right. So this type of assets are called as intangible assets. So all these assets will be shown in the balance sheet only. Okay. The next one is fictitious asset. Fictitious ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು. Fictitious ಅಂದ್ರೆ they are not really in existence. ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ. Say actually they don't have any physical appearance, they don't have any what I can say existence in the company or business, and again they are just expenses incurred for establishment. Just they are heavy expenditure, more expenditure on the initial days of the establishment of a company. Such heavy and more expenses incurred for advertisement, incurred for company establishment, incurred before the incorporation of the organization. So they are called as fictitious assets. However, they should be shown in the balance sheet. ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಕ ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೊತ್ತದ ಹಣವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಖರ್ಚುಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಲ್ಪನಿಕ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಬೇಕು. ಅಂತ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ preliminary expenses, for example establishment expenses, for example heavy expenditure before the incorporation of the company or organization, say for example the loss of the organization, say for example discount on issue of shares and debentures, say for example commission paid to the bankers on say bulk purchase of shares, yes, undertaking of shares. So all these assets are called fictitious and they should be shown under the head fictitious assets. Okay, let us move into the last type of asset, wasting asset. Waste ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಶಿಸಿ ಹೋಗು, ವ್ಯಯ ಆಗು, ನಶಿಸಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ವೇಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಸೆಟ್. ವೇಸ್ಟ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ವೇಸ್ಟೇಜ್, he is waste fellow, she is waste fellow. We used to say like that. Waste ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಶಿಸಿ ಹೋಗು, ವ್ಯಯ ಮಾಡುವಂತ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡುವಂತ. Okay, wasting assets means the value of asset is exhausting, the value of asset is reducing year by year or over the years as they are used, as the time ruled out, as the time gone, as the time is going out, as the assets are extracting or using because of usage or because of passage or reflection of time, the value of asset is reducing. So therefore as wasting assets. ನಶಿಸಿ ಹೋಗುವ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ ಕಳೆದಂತೆ, ಕಾಲ ಗತಿಸಿದಂತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆಸ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತೆ ಆಸ್ತಿಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂತ ಆಸ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ವೇಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ವೆಲ್, ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ವೆಲ್ ಫಾರ್ 5 years, ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ವೆಲ್ ಫಾರ್ 5 years. Whether you are using, you are extracting the well, you are extracting the oil from the well, or you are using the well for 5 years or not, as and when the years gone, as and when the years are rolling out, the value of asset is coming down. ಈಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಯಂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಯಿಲ್ ವೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಾವಿ, ತೈಲದ ಬಾವಿಯನ್ನು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಆಸ್ತಿ ಅದು. ನೀವು 5 ವರ್ಷ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. 1ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯಿತು. 2ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯಿತು. 3ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಓಕೆ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, the 5 years is wasted and that type of asset is called as wasting asset. Say for example 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯಿಲ್ ವೆಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು 5 ಬ್ಯಾರಲ್ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು, 5 ಬ್ಯಾರಲ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು. ನೀವು 1ನೇ ದಿನ 5 ಬ್ಯಾರಲ್ ತೆಗೆದುಬಿಟ್ರೆ that is wastage. Term is there, still term is available, but according to the agreement 5 barrels we have used, 5 bags of oil we have extracted. So waste of the period, the waste of the asset called as wasting of assets. Okay, these are important basic terms of the accounting. Apart from this chapter we come to know that the bookkeeping, the accounting and accountancy. Okay, from the first chapter just we have learned, just we have taught about the bookkeeping. First one, second is accounting, third one is accountancy. Say bookkeeping means art and science of recording the business transaction systematically on date wise or chronologically. The business transactions are going to be recorded. So roughly it is called as bookkeeping. ವ್ಯವಹಾರದ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದಿಮೆಯ ಹಣಕಾಸಿನ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ದಿನವಹಿ ಬರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಬುಕ್ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And accounting, after bookkeeping, accounting plays a vital role. Accounting means why we should record, what to record, when to record, how to record, where to record, how much to record. Okay, by application of rules and regulations, by application of the principles, by application of the postulates. If the business transactions are say recorded, classified, summarized, interpreted, and the result is analyzed. Such type of recording of business transaction is called accounting. Accounting refers to the application of rules and principles while recording the business transactions. So here, what the business transactions recorded, here we should classify them. Okay, we should record them, we should analyze them, we should summarize them, we should result them, and we should interpret them, and again the information should be given to the users. So all these rules and regulations and application of the principles over the business transactions are called as the accounting. ಇದು ತತ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ, ಯಾವ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ಮೇಲೆ ವ್ಯಾವಹಾರಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ವಿಭಾಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ದಾಖಲು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡಿಸಬೇಕು, ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ರೇಷಿಯೋಸ್ ನ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ತಿಳಿಯಬೇಕು, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಈ ಮಾಹಿತಿನ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So this is rough one. This is recording according to the principle. This is recording business transaction according to the convenience of the trader. ಮಾಲೀಕನಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಬುಕ್ ಕೀಪಿಂಗ್. ಇದು ಹಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕಾನೂನುಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ತತ್ವವನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. And the last one is accountancy. Accountancy is nothing but the application of the bookkeeping and accounting and practicing of both. If the two things are practiced, or practice of bookkeeping as well as accounting is called as accountancy. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಚ್ಚಾ ಬರೆದಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಪಕ್ಕ ಬರೆದಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಕಚ್ಚಾ ಮತ್ತು ಪಕ್ಕಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡೋಕು ಭೌತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರಬೇಕು. Practice, it means we should involve into the work, is called as accountancy. Accountancy means the reality, accounting means the theory, bookkeeping means rough entry. So all these three things will be very important at the time of recording the business transaction, because without the primary entry the principles cannot be applied. Without having knowledge about the accounting and accounting concept, we cannot practice it. Okay, just like a doctor, okay, before to practice his medical practicing, so he should pass MBBS. In MBBS, what they will teach, say how to operate a patient and how to diagnose a patient and how to analyze the diseases. So all these things will be learned in the MBBS. It is just like a MBBS accounting. Okay, before that interest, a student should have interest, say what I should do, whether I should go for BAMS or say MBBS, or whether I should go for RPM, or whether I should go for some other courses. So basic knowledge, bookkeeping, application of rules, accounting, and practicing. After completion of MBBS, he should open his hospital. After completion of his degree courses, he should say establish his clinic, and clinic patients should be treated. So treating of patients is called as practice. So in the same way, the accountancy is to be practiced. So bookkeeping as well as accounting should be practiced. Say application of bookkeeping, practicing of bookkeeping and accounting is called as accountancy.